Hello everyone, good morning. Myself Rajni Rajput, and as you can see on the screen, our today's topic is CPR. So I would like to give you an overview of CPR. CPR, it means cardiopulmonary resuscitations, is a medical procedure in that compress the chest and provide artificial respiration. So now first we will see the introduction of the CPR. CPR is a life-saving technique useful in the many emergencies like heart attack or near drowning, in which someone's breathing or heartbeat has stopped. Is a life-saving technique and used in the many emergencies like heart attack. Heart attack means is a sudden illness in that heart stops working, and near drowning it means suffocations caused by the water or other fluids in which someone's breathing or heartbeat has stopped. Now we will see the anatomy and physiology of the heart. The heart is a muscular organ, roughly the size of a closed fist. Also, it sits in the chest portion, slightly to the left of the center. As the heart contracts, it pumps blood around the body. It carries deoxygenated blood to the lungs, where it loads up with the oxygen and unloads with the carbon dioxide, as well as a waste product of metabolism. This is the overview of heart. Now we move on the definition of the CPR. CPR is a technique of basic life support for oxygenating the brain and heart until the appropriate definitive medical treatment can restore normal heart and ventilatory actions. In that, cardiopulmonary resuscitation is a basic life support technique. In that, it is also a medical procedure. It's provide artificial breathing, respiration to the patients until appropriate treatment can restore the normal heart. Now we will see the purposes of the CPR. In that, first, to maintain an open and clear airway. Airway, it means the passage by which air reaches a person the lungs. So we have to maintain an open and clear airway. Second one is to maintain breathing by external ventilations. Breathing means taking air into the expelling from the lungs, and external ventilations, it means gas exchange across the respiratory membrane. Next is to maintain blood circulation by external cardiac massage. External cardiac massage is an action in which external massage squeezing the heart and also provide cardiac output and blood flow to the vital body of organ for the resuscitation. Next is to save life of the patients, is a life-saving technique, or as well as to provide basic life support till medical and advanced life support arrives. Next is indications. Indication means in which condition we provide the cardiopulmonary resuscitation procedure. In that, cardiac arrest, it means heart function completely stop. In that, first, ventricular fibrillation, VF, is a rapid life-threatening heart rhythm. It can be triggered by heart attack. Next is a ventricular tachycardia, VT, a condition in which lower chamber of heart beats very quick. Asystole. Asystole means a condition in which heart ends to beats. Heart should be ends to beats. Next is a pulseless electrical activity. Is a cardiac arrest in which electrogram shows that a heart rhythm that should produce a pulse but does not. Pulseless electrical activity. Cardiac arrest, it means heart stop the working. Next is the principles of CPR. In that, first, to restore effective circulations and ventilations. Rest means bring effective circulations and ventilations. Second one is to prevent irreversible cerebral damage due to anoxia. When heart fails to maintain the cerebral circulations for approximately 4 minutes, the brain may suffer irreversible damage. Anoxia, it means absence of O2, and cerebral damage, it means destruction of brain cells. So whenever anoxia occur, it will destruct the brain cell. So we have to provide the O2 to the cells of brain, so it will prevent the cerebral damage. Approximately 4 minutes the brain may suffer irreversible damage. These are the principles of cardiopulmonary resuscitations. Next is a procedure. In that sequence of procedure performed to restore the circulation of oxygenated blood after sudden pulmonary and or cardiac arrest. In that we have to perform sequence wise procedure to prevent the cardiac arrest. Cardiac arrest means we already know the sudden loss of heart functions, and also this procedure of pulmonary and ventilations can perform anyone who knows and who how to do it anywhere immediately without any other equipment. So now we will see the step by step procedure. There are 8 steps of the CPR procedure. First one is approach safely. Second, check response. Third one is shout for help. Fourth one is open airway. Next is check breathing. Next, call 108. Next is 30 chest compressions and to rescue breathe. In that, first, approach safely. In that, watch and observe the patient's condition and also breathing pattern of the patients. We have to watch and observe the patient's conditions as well as breathing pattern of the patients. Second one is check response. Check response means we have to check the response of patients. How? Then shake the shoulders gently. Ask the patients, are you alright? If he responds, then leave as you find him. If he does not respond, then find out what is wrong with her or him and reassess regularly. We have to reassess the patients regularly. Again, we have to shake the shoulders and ask the patients about their conditions. Next is shout for help. Shout. It means to try to attract attention in a loud voice as much as possible. It will help to you handle the victim easily. It will help to you handle the victim easily. Next is open airway. We have to open the airway of the patients. In that, we have to, using the head tilt, chin lift, put your palm on the patient forehead and gently tilt the head back. Then with the other hand gently lift the chin forward to open the airway. It will help to check the breathing patterns of the patients. Next is check breathing. We have to check the breathing pattern of the patients. We have to check normal breathing and abnormal breathing of the patients. In that, look, listen and feel for normal breathing. We have to look, observe, listen and feel the normal breathing of the patients. And also we do not confuse with the agonal breathing with the normal breathing. Agonal breathing means abnormal pattern of breathing. So we do not have to confuse with the normal or abnormal breathing. Next is call 108. 108. You already known about the 108. It is a emergency medical service number. Next is 30 chest compressions. 30 chest compression. It means it is the act of applying pressure to someone's chest. In that, place the heel of one hand in the center of the chest. Place your heel of the one hand in the center of the patient's chest. After that, place other hand on the top. You have to place the other hand on the top of the one hand. After that, you have to interlock the finger and you will do the chest compressions rate of 100 compression per minute, and depth should be 4 to 5 centimeter. And also you have to give a equal chest compression to the patients. Also, whenever possible, you have to change the CPR operator every 2 minutes. Again, I will repeat the procedure. In that, first you have to place the heel of one hand in the center of the chest. After that, place other hand on the top. Next is interlock the finger and you will do the chest compression a rate of 100 compression per minute, and depth should be 4 to 5 centimeter, you have to give the equal chest compression. Next is a to rescue breath. In that you have to pinch the nose of the patient, take normal breath, you have to take normal breath, place lips over the mouth. You have to place your lips over the mouth of the patients and blow until the chest rises. You have to blow until the patient's chest should be rise, and take about 1 second, allow the chest to fall, and you have to repeat this procedure again. I will repeat the procedure. Rescue breath, pinch the nose of the patient, you have to take normal breath, you have to place your lips over the mouth of the patient, blow until the chest should be rises, and you take about 1 second, allow to chest to fold the repeat. Also you have to repeat the CPR procedure, chest compression and rescue breath. It will help to improve the conditions of the patients. Next is a possible complication during the CPR. In that, first, coronary vessels injury. In that, injury of heart as the result of blunt trauma. Due to blunt trauma, coronary vessels injury occurred. Diaphragm injury is a tear of diaphragm. Due to pressures, diaphragm injury also should be occur. Hemopericardium. In that, blood in the pericardial sac of heart. It's occurred due to blunt trauma. Hemothorax. It means accumulation of blood in the pleural cavity. Next one is a interference with the ventilation. Any interference with the ventilations. Next is a liver injury. In that, trauma occurred in the liver. Next is a myocardial injury. When blood flows to the heart muscles is obstructed by a partial blockage, it will cause the myocardial injury. Next is a rib fracture. Continuously pressure on the ribs also causes the rib fracture during the CPR procedure. Spleen injury. In that, it's occurred due to excessive pressures on the abdomen. Next is a sternal fracture. It is located into the center of the chest, and due to continuous CPR, it will cause blunt chest trauma. These are the complications of the CPR. In that, first, coronary vessels injury, diaphragm injury, hemopericardium, hemothorax, interference with ventilations, liver injury, myocardial injury, pneumothorax, rib fractures, spleen injury and sternal fractures. Next is a medical management. In that, first one is adrenaline. Adrenaline, in that, epinephrine drug is the main drug used during resuscitation from cardiac arrest. Adrenaline, it will increase the heart rate, also it will increase the blood pressure and maximize the glucose level, and it will prevent the cardiac arrest. Next one is a atropine. Atropine is a anticholinergic drug. In that, atropine has a single dose of 3 mg, sufficient to block vagal tone completely and should be used once in cases of asystole. It is also indicated for the symptomatic bradycardia in dose of 0.5 mg. Atropine, single dose of 3 mg, it will block the vagus nerve activity, as well as it should be once in the cases of asystole. Asystole means heartbeat stopped. Also, it indicates symptomatic bradycardia. It means decrease the level of pulse or heartbeats in a dose of 0.5 mg or 1 mg. Next is amiodarone. Amiodarone is an antiarrhythmic drug. In that, it will blocking the membrane of sodium, potassium and calcium channel. These are the 3 drugs used in the CPR procedure. Adrenaline, in that epinephrine, atropine, it is an anticholinergic drug, and third one is amiodarone, it is an antiarrhythmic drug. Next is important management, nursing management. In that, first, maintain airway patency with the use of airway adjuncts as required. You have to maintain the airway patency by using the airway adjuncts like suction machines, high flow oxygen with the O2 or bag, valve, mask or with the ventilation, you have to maintain the airway pattern of the patients. Next is assist with intubation and securing of ETT. Intubations, it means the insertion of a tube into the patient's body, especially that of an artificial breathing or artificial intubation tube in the trachea. So it will help to provide the airway patency. Next is support less experienced staff by coaching and guidance, like drug preparations. You have to less experience. If in your hospital having a less experienced staff, then you have to coach and guide them about the how to prepare the drug. Next one is if shockable rhythm is present, VF or VT, ventricular fibrillations and ventricular tachycardia, ensure manual defibrillator pads are applied and connected. If shockable rhythm is present during the in cardiopulmonary resuscitation patient, then you have to ensure and manual defibrillator pads are applied and connected. Also, if CPR is in progress and prepared independently, to double check and label 3 doses of adrenaline. You have to provide adrenaline during the CPR in progress. Adrenaline action is, it will increase the heart rate, increase the blood pressure, as well as maximize the glucose level. Prepare and administer IV fluids. You have to prepare and administer IV fluids. It will maintain the fluid and electrolyte balance of the patients. An important thing is that you have to document medication administered. In that you have to note down the time, place, patient's name, etc. It will help to you in the further investigations. These are the nursing management for the CPR. In that, first is maintain airway of the patients, assist with the intubations. After that, you have to support less experienced staff by the coaching and guidance. If shockable rhythm is occurred, then you have to apply the defibrillator pads. After that, CPR is in progress, so you have to provide the adrenaline drug and prepare the administer IV fluids. After that, you have to document, record and report of the patient's conditions. This all about this cardiopulmonary resuscitation. In that we already seen the definitions of the CPR, anatomy and physiology of the CPR, which are the purposes using in the CPR, which are the principles we have to use in the CPR procedure, which are the procedure we have to do in the step by step. Again, I will repeat the step by step procedure. In that, first, approach safely. You have to watch and observe. After that, check the response of the patient. You have to check the response of the patients. After that, you have to shout for the help. After that, you have to open the airway of the patients. After that, you have to check the breathing pattern of the patients. You have to identify the normal and abnormal breathing. You have to call 108. You have to provide 30 chest compression. After that, you have to provide the rescue breath, and you have to continue this procedure. Thank you. Thank you so much for listening my audio visual aids. Thank you.